All right, let's test our installation so far. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach our USB data cable from the PC. The other end of this is already connected to the PC. And then I'll plug it into the outside of the USB extender cable. And I'll use this symbol here so I properly orient the USB connector. Plug that in. And you may or may not be able to see this, but a green light has lit up right here. And that just tells me that I've got power coming to the board through this connection. It's a good way to know that you actually are connected on both ends to something. All right, but now we're going to formally test the data connection. And what we'll do is we'll bring up the Arduino IDE. And first, let's see, look in the Tools menu. We've got the correct board selected and the correct port selected. And now we're just going to choose Get Board Info. So we have a good data connection between the PC and the Arduino board because we can return all this information, including, as you see here, the fact that this is an Arduino Maker 0. All right, so that's really it for the data connection part of this. And all we want to do now is connect the battery to the board here so it can be charged, or to the degree that it's not already charged. And what I want to point out to you is there is a little ridge on the top side here that's not on the underside of the connector. So that little ridge goes up and it'll slide into a slot in this receiver for the battery connection. Now, I do want to wait a little while here and let the battery charge. The Arduino will charge the battery. It may be fully charged when you get it. It may require some charging, but I want to give it at least a couple hours worth of charging so that we can test it later and know that it has some charge on it. The Arduino protects the battery from being overcharged, and this particular battery from Adafruit also has its own internal circuitry that protects it from being overcharged. And similarly for undercharging or drawing too much current from the battery, or over time too much voltage from or drawing the voltage down too far, the Arduino protects against that, and this Adafruit battery also has the circuitry to protect against that. So we'll just leave this connected for a little bit. If you want to ensure better and more fully charged over those 2 hours, if you just connect it with one of these typical cell phone chargers, then it'll get more power to charge during that 2-hour period. You can do as I'm doing here, just leave it connected to the PC, but if you want to put more charge on it, just use one of these at the other end of this data cable here, this guy here. All right, so let's leave that for a little bit and we'll come back in a couple of hours. Okay, we're back. It's been some time. The battery's picked up some charge. Again, it may have come to you fully charged, but now we're going to disconnect it. And we're going to protect it for now. I'm just going to take a small piece of masking tape. I'm just going to put it over this JST connector, just to reduce the chance that I'll accidentally plug this battery into something it shouldn't be plugged into later and hurt that component. So I'll put the connector down, maybe tuck it under here a little bit so it's out of the way. And finally, we'll disconnect this data cable, take all the power away from the system for more assembly. And we're done with the first test of assembly and passed.